What's going on, Master Duel fans? James Polk here. Now, it's time for another Tech Talk discussions with you guys, and this time I happen to actually come across a niche tech card that no one ever saw it coming from a mile away. So I literally play tested a new deck against one of my good friends in terms of Master Duel. Like, he actually lives in the same state as I do, so shout outs to my guy Quinn for that matter. And during the course of the matchup, I believe during the test play was where he was playing Labyrinth earlier today with some of the twists and turns, and one of the tech cards I came across, so Quinn, if you're watching the video, shout out to you, but this tech card happens to be Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon, an amazing tech trap that just says no problem by any means necessary. Now, Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon is a normal trap that reads, change as many monsters on the field face down as possible, then if either player controls a face-up monsters, more than one, they must send all face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. So, what's good about this good old tech card? Now, when it comes to tech cards, such as the Karma Cannon, keep this in mind, that the fact that it's a normal trap, that means, assuming that if you play more than one copy of the Karma Cannon, if for some reason at least 2 copies are in your deck, Trap Trick is the way to go. So that way, you want to see the Karma Cannon as quick as you can, as long as you either hard open the card or you kept your copies in the deck. Now, why is this a good tech card versus the opponents specifically? Now, let us get on down the road. Cash Tira. Normally, when it comes to Cash Tira, most of the time you're going to see Arise Heart and Shangri-Ira, Master Duel wise specifically, by the way, Master Duel wise. So that means cards such as Shangri-Ira and Arise Heart are on the field. By booking every single monster on the field face down, you don't have to worry about the Macrocosmos effect of Arise Heart, and you don't have to worry about Shangri-Ira zone blocking you any further. And what's even more crazy is that, like, Karma Cannon also acts as a Book of Eclipse out, or should I say, it's basically copies of Book of Eclipse 4, 5, and 6. So that way, in case if you don't see Book of Eclipses, Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon is the way to go to do so. Now, Pearlies, to be specific, I already know for that fact that there are better tech choices than just Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. Yes, that may be true, but at the same time, if you think about it, in a grind game situation involving Noir with that many materials, so let's say if you are able to manage to get it down to at least less than 5 materials, you could just literally book the Noir, so that way there shouldn't be any issues with the card. And even though the Pearlies are quick play spells to chain it to the Karma Cannon, so once they play a quick play spell, when it comes to meeting the correct activation and the timing is right, and as long as you have the big Noir less than 5 materials, you could just outright book it, so that Noir shouldn't be any issue, no problem. Now, Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace has arrived on the scene because of the new promo packs on Master Duel. Now, when it comes to Rescue Ace specifically, at least 2 or even all 3 Rescue Ace traps requires to have at least a Rescue Ace on board. Contain and Extinguish requires you to have a Rescue Ace, but by booking it off from Karma Cannon, Contain, Extinguish are getting turned off. Same with Reinforce, because the card says target a Rescue Ace. So that means by putting it face down, the Rescue Ace traps are completely shut off. And last but not least, the side effect, where if either player controls a face up, they, as in the player, must send some or send face up monsters to the graveyard. So, what does the context mean? So, context time. For example, Trap Trick Sarah. Despite the fact that Sarah is unaffected by traps, but that doesn't mean Sarah is safe from Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon, because somewhere in that text it says they must send all face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. And the context of the keywords "they must" meaning it does not apply to the monsters. It applies to the player, meaning Sarah is going to get sent to the graveyard by the player, not the monster being affected by it. The player, meaning the Trap Tricks Link monsters are going to be completely dead due to the Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. And on top of that, if there are monsters for some reason that has the line of text that says unaffected by everything else, Destructive Daruma doesn't care about that, because in that text they must send some, which means it applies once again to the player and not the monster. And Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon against things that are unaffected by any means necessary, it is a huge bonus pickup for that matter. Let me know down in the comments below about what do you guys think of Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. Honestly, I find the card to be absolutely mental. Depends on how the matchup is going involving Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. If you're managed to able to pull it off throughout the course of the game, there's a chance like 9 times out of 10 you'll get the winning. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys next time.